over, Coach, watching them progress as the season's gone along and now have 2 of those goals?
Yeah, I mean, it's a great group to work with every day. I mean, they have great character, they have great qualities that have been a staple of IU soccer. And last year, again, for these seniors that are driving this team, they're minutes away from winning 3. And so they didn't really even talk about it much, quite honestly. The goal, it was kind of inherent. And they knew it had to be very process-oriented. And first one was the regular season. And to do it in the fashion we did, I was very proud. And then to make this run and to win today against a good Michigan team was fantastic. So, yeah, I'm really proud of the 2 for 2. And they know how hard it is to get back to that championship game. But this is a confident group. And one really driven. So wherever that takes us, I'm going to be proud of whatever happens. And we're going to enjoy this one. Sometimes you forget about enjoying the moment of what you just accomplished, and it becomes very ephemeral, and you think as though, what's the next thing? We're going to enjoy this and tell these guys, again, what a great job they've done, and then refocus them for the next.
What were some of the emotions that you had gone through as soon as that final whistle blew?
Well, we got to share some, prior to the final whistle, because we were under 2 minutes and felt in good control. I felt in control before that, but certainly at that point I felt like, okay, now we can talk a little bit. But just having a moment with a couple of the seniors that are off the field and just telling them how proud I was, and that was good.
Do you think today's performance was kind of indicative of how the team's played this season, shutout in 3 days?
Yeah, I mean, we said it to start the game. Our defending starts our attack, and I thought we again took away Michigan's strengths and really kept them at bay. And they're going to get a couple chances. They're a really quality side, and they did. We were fortunate on a couple, but made a couple plays. And this other guy, different guys stepping up today. It's been the case all year, right? I mean, Jeremiah's first goal, it couldn't have been a bigger goal in a bigger moment, and what a phenomenal header to get across, pass by Griff. I mean, every game I'm not quite sure who's going to show up and do it, because there's so many guys capable of doing it. And really pleased for Jeremiah, who personally wasn't able to enjoy the on-the-field journey last year, and now him playing such a big role in this year's team on the field. I'm really happy for him.
How big was it to have Griffin back?
Oh, it was great. We were all pretty excited when we got the news from the national team, and he was really excited to come back and help us. And so we appreciate U.S. Soccer working with us to allow our at least one of our players to come back and help us win today. I don't know, it would have been more difficult. I certainly feel like we could have got the job done, but he helped us, just as Justin would have helped us more. So it's great to be able to do what we did without both of them, and then for him to come in today and play a big role is only another confidence boost for him and our group.
What has this group of seniors meant to you personally?
A lot. I mean, I don't know if, it's going to be hard to top, the way in which they've been going around their performance in this run. We had a group that won 3 titles, the group that came in 10 in different years. And that was a special group, a lot of seniors in that 13 class. But this group, they'll run in the Big Ten, and this team just knows how to win, and they do it in a lot of ways, and just gives you so much confidence. So maybe they're certainly making a storied program. They're setting the bar higher, and we're kind of living in that moment, and I love that, because that's the challenge every year we give our team, is like, what can you do to make it better than where you found it? And I think this senior group is in route of doing that.
What's the biggest challenge for you guys moving forward in terms of getting that NCAA title?
No challenge. It's just focusing on so many of the details that have helped us win these. So it gets simple when you break it down, and that's what we talked before the game. I go, this is obviously it's a championship game, it's a championship Sunday, but the reality is you prepare it every day. The way you train, the trust in the team. They do all the small things that allow you to get this chance. You got to get a break. You got to make some special plays, but this group can do those things. So we're just going to focus on the next thing in front of us, and whoever that first game is going to be, that's all in our mind. This is not a get to Santa Barbara and bust mentality. This is about just enjoying this run, and if that takes us to Santa Barbara, we'll be smiling certainly. But it's all about each of these these days together with this senior group in particular.
You guys have never lost a game this season when you score the first goal. How does that play into the mindset of the players, knowing that if they get the first goal, they're likely to win?
Goals change games in our sport because there's not usually many of them. So I don't know if we've even talked about that, like getting a first goal. It's just more being aggressive from the beginning and putting teams under pressure with our attack and our defending. And if a goal comes, great. But this group they're fine behind, they're fine late in the game. I mean, we've done it in every way possible. That gives you confidence too. So I don't think there's a scenario we haven't seen that doesn't give them full confidence that we can get the job done.
Felt like one of the keys today was weathering that storm late in the first half, being able to flip it to the second half where you had the wind at your back.
Yeah, the wind and the sun, was an element, and interesting. That would have been what we have chose, was what they chose. We really wanted to have it second half, and we knew the sun would get worse, and it definitely played a factor with your field vision up the field. And the last 10, we even had a sub that I wasn't planning on using, trying to get them in the midfield just to kind of just kill the half. And we weren't under siege certainly, but they had a couple quality chances, and we were just kind of lost our way a bit. And we were just trying to I wouldn't say get through that 10 minutes, but manage those minutes and then reset at halftime. The guys were very confident at half. They knew the box defending was poor, a couple of restart adjustments, and we could solve again whatever Michigan was looking to do.
What were some of your takeaways from this team, from the Big Ten regular season and this tournament specifically?
Balanced again, just love playing together. The competitive fire that's in this group is, churned in the inferno of the Frankie Moore and the Andrew Gutman and what Pancho. The quiet, every moment discipline of Jeremiah Gooch. You name it. Like those things is what I think about, and that gives you the chance to win these games. It's like I said, I talk to them about it often. Like you got to enjoy the moments you're in and realize the journey is a big part of it. It's not just the end goal, and what they're doing is pretty special. And yet they're not content. That's just not how this group's. You want the next. That's just what competitors do, and I don't need to remind them of that. I have to kind of remind them to enjoy it and realize what they're doing. And I think they're doing that.
Coach, Andrew got forward a little bit today, as he always does, but perhaps not as much as he did Friday. What do you think Michigan did a little bit differently to kind of limit him today?
Well, that was a little bit out of our strategy in the game. Hallahan is an absolute handful going forward, and we knew that if Andrew left spaces a little earlier, that transition potentially could be dangerous for us. So Andrew, he loves to get forward, but he loves winning games more than getting forward. So he knew that Hallahan was a handful, and I thought he picked and chose his moments really well today, as did Reese Buckmaster. So we didn't get as many players in the front half of the field as we normally do, but that's the game. That's the adaptability of this team. They're not stubborn. They know that the strengths of their team, and we want to dictate our game and our plan, which is still get them forward, but just be a little bit more acute with all those decisions.
Thanks, Coach.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
See you tomorrow.